Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So earlier this spring, I decided to give dating another try, and I have mixed feelings about it. And to understand why I even tried to return to the dating world, we have to go back to the time I was in Seattle. So I often feel part of the reason that I get treated like crap at work, two reasons. First, people beat at a different wavelength than I do. So for example, my colleague wants to have work-life balance, to spend time with his significant other. I want to go home and make bismuth art, write a computer game. They don't get weighted equally. And also a related problem is that sometimes some of my female colleagues, they try to exploit the fact, they think that I'm lonely. I'm actually not, but they see it as, I'm a loner, and they exploit the fact to try to gain an edge over me, right, in terms of any negotiations that go on at work. It's hard to explain unless you've been there. So for example, I was working at a tutoring center in Seattle. I had a coworker who was 18, 19 years old, and she basically she thought that I was interested in her, and she used that to she exploited it. I wasn't interested in her. The only reason she got what she was after was because I have such a terrible time saying no. It could have been an elderly man, and he probably could have gotten the same results. It had nothing to do with me falling for her or anything, but I think she exploited that fact. And I thought that having a solid relationship in my life would put the kibosh to that, basically. I had another experience at another tutoring center here in Phoenix. I had a colleague who was also around the same age, and she was, again, just exploiting me for all sorts of accommodations at work in terms of scheduling. And when I was back home in Seattle, I was working at startup university, Washington Technology University. They have since folded. I had a coworker a little bit older, I want to say in her mid-20s, and she had a cousin with who was recovering from COVID. Unfortunately, her cousin has since passed away. So I really hate to say this in a derogatory way, but it's great that she got to spend time with her cousin. I don't think his passing had anything to do with COVID, but it's great that she got to spend time with him. What's not so great is that she, I think, took advantage of the idea that she thought I was lonely and would help her with this. And my first day at work at the community college where I now work, I happened to have, we were having an orientation, and I just happened to have a date to bring to the orientation, and the whole thing just went a whole lot better. People respected me and all that, and it made me want to return to the dating scene. Now the problem is, I really don't like dating. To give you an idea, let's talk about two movies that I saw this past month. First, I went to see Mario, and I went to see that by myself. And then I took the date to the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Now, when I brought the date there, it really cut into my feeling of romance. I know it sounds weird. And then I took a date to a Mexican restaurant, and I found that I couldn't enjoy my food because I had to watch table manners. It kind of consumed part of my memory, if you will, right? And it detracted from my enjoyment of the meal. And then I after a month of dating like that, I got a little bit of a sticker shock with how much it costs, right? And So I'm enjoying less, right? My taste buds are enjoying less. My feeling of romance is being enjoyed less, and I'm spending twice as much. And but at the same time, I really need that respect at work, right? And it's just a terrible feeling that you have to conform just to keep your job, just to be safe at work, and this is just a terrible feeling altogether. Which is why I need to speak up about this. June 13th is my anniversary, right? The first time I ever went on a date by myself, well, back in 2010. And I hope to do it again this year. Make some noise about it. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.